Hi, we're running out of time. Yes. There's only a limited amount of time left. Now, the atheists on the one side and the religious people on the other side are all probably going to laugh at this video. But hopefully, you'll see why I made this video, as ridiculous as it may sound. What is it that we're running out of time for? Well, a lot of things, really, like saving the planet from ourselves and actually advancing ourselves as a species, aside from technologically. But that's not the point. The point is we're running out of time to prove that God exists. Yeah, that's a little bit weird, doesn't it? Don't you think? I think that it sounds a little bit weird to a lot of people. But here's the deal. A lot of people out there, they're like me. They would like to see proof of God's existence, whether they're deists or agnostics or maybe even some atheists out there would like to have some proof. And you're thinking to yourself, Glenn, you're nuts. Why is it that we're running out of time? Well, here's the thing. Technology is rapidly, if not already, is rapidly approaching the point where we will not be able to distinguish between God's presence in front of our faces and technology tricking us. We are rapidly approaching that point where visually, orally, auditorily, gustatorily, and olfactorily, and even in other ways, we will not be able to determine that technology is making us think that we're having a visitation from God. So, a corrupt government could use the technology that's being developed to make everybody fall into lockstep and believe in it, believe in this being that's telling them to do things and believe things when it's really just computers and people. This terrifies me because people are already, to a large degree, very, very susceptible to being led around by the nose, especially when you use the right psychological manipulation. If you add to that the belief that people have been visited by God, I mean, we've already got people who are mentally ill, who believe they've been visited by God. Schizophrenics, for example, may have hallucinations that make them believe they've been visited by God. People who have been damaged by certain diseases like syphilis or gonorrhea, and their brains are messed up, or maybe because of arsenic or mercury or something like that, their brains are messed up, and so they have hallucinations, and they believe that they're real. They believe that God has spoken to them. And there are other people out there that aren't even aware. I mean, put it this way. I was speaking to a woman a few weeks ago, and she told me that her daughter is schizophrenic and how hard it's become to manage her care because her daughter is now an adult or close to being an adult and is becoming more difficult. And in the next breath, she said, God spoke to me and told me to contact this guy who can help me get my life in order and will give me money and stuff. And I thought to myself, I didn't say it to her because I didn't want to be rude, but I thought to myself, ma'am, if your daughter is schizophrenic, and you're having what you believe are visitations from God, it could be that you also have schizophrenia and you are hallucinating because of it, which is really sad. But so if we look at history, and anybody who takes even a cursory glance at historical events revolving around God will see that it's extremely easy in the past and even in the present. And don't forget, just because we look at people from 1,000 years ago and because they didn't have technology like we have, that doesn't mean they were primitive. Intellectually, there were some that were extremely brilliant, and maybe the masses weren't. But the fact of the matter is, the masses still are not well educated. They're better educated than they were even a couple hundred years ago, even maybe even 150 years ago. But by and large, the masses are extremely vulnerable to manipulation. And it doesn't even have to be the government. It could be whoever. It could be some person saying who gets a hold of the technology and says, and puts out these fake experiences, saying, "I am God. Come to me. Give me your money. Give me your land. Give me your cars. Give me your women. Give me your men. Give me whatever I want to," and people will do it. Look at cults. Look at the behavior that has been engaged in over and over and over again in the name of religion, in the name of God. When technology reaches the point and it starts to be abused in that manner, we are so in trouble. So is this really a video about finding proof of God? Well, I guess I was a little bit misleading. This is really a video about the fact that technology is going to become a major threat to the masses because of unscrupulous people who will have control of it. I wish there was an upside to the story, but at this point in time, I can't think of one. If you do think of one, I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. But if you don't, I understand. It's really a lot to wrap your head around. I mean, a lot. Anyways, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.